Hello guys, welcome. I'm Bright Knight, and we'll be going over the best new Android and iOS games this week. Starting off with Don't Starve. Don't Starve is a mobile survival adventure game created by Clay Entertainment. You play as a scientist named Wilson, who was teleported to this wilderness by a demon. You have to survive in a hostile environment full of wild beasts, with the end goal of trying to find your way home. This, like other survival games, requires you to acquire food, build a shelter, and make an assortment of garments and tools to survive. The game differs though, with even the most basic things are a challenge. You run out of food a lot, and hunting for food is hard. Everything can kill you easily. There is also a sanity bar you need to maintain, so just feeding yourself is not enough. Even your mind is your enemy. At night, if you don't have a fire going, you are attacked by beasts and die a quick and painful death. After a few nights, the fire stops protecting you and you need to fend off the attacks. The game is a constant struggle and really challenges you, but this is part of what makes it so fun. It has a very interesting look with its cartoonish art style. It almost looks like it was designed by Tim Burton. It has a great humor and lots of pop culture references, and the music really sets a creepy, exciting mood. The whole game is a work of art, and once you get past the constant dying bit, it really becomes quite fun. Moving on to the next game, Go Titans. Go Titans is a turn-based mobile RPG developed by CSUN. Go Titans is set in a gorgeous anime fantasy world. Character design and animation look good for this type of game, and have a clean and cutesy look and feel to them. Explore an interesting world on the back of your giant dragon in a free fly mode, and manage up to 5 titans in your party to take on the 4 guardians that control the world. There are many various titans to collect, which can be upgraded with new skills and equipment. Collecting more titans can be a bit of a grind though, and get repetitive, but there are many more interesting mini games and quests to do to keep you interested. You can team up with other players in real time and challenge powerful bosses. There is a voice chat feature as well, which helps with strategies and working together. Other gameplay features include the Labyrinth, where you can battle to collect nice loot. Summoner's War, a PvP style server where you fight for the championship's throne. Eternium Tower, here you have to test your titan's power to reach the top, fighting against a wide variety of challenging monsters, and a conquest, which allows you to take over territory and defend it against other players. Go Titans has a great deal of content to offer you hours of fun. There are some issues. Combat is a bit basic and bland, and gaining gems can be quite slow, and collecting new titans is a bit of a grind. There are also a few server issues which can be expected for a new game, mostly lag and disconnecting from the game, but the server should be fixed soon. If flying a dragon, collecting titans, and fighting with and against others is your thing, then give Go Titans a try. Next up we have Guardian Codex. Guardian Codex is a turn-based mobile RPG developed by Square Enix. This game takes place in the year 2030. You take on the role as an agent for the Resistance, whereby you enter the Codex, which is a virtual version of the old times. You are tasked with finding legendary guardians to take them into the real world to fight the Empire. The combat system is turn-based, but as enemies have different strengths and weaknesses, different guardian loadouts are needed for each encounter. This makes for some fun and varied combat. It is quite slow-paced, so those used to action combat might find it a bit boring. There are many guardians to collect that all have their own unique attacks and abilities. You can even strengthen your guardians by evolving, equipping gear, and a function called Rebirth, where if you have the same kind, you can evolve them and change their type. This is the heart of the game, as trying to find those unique guardians adds to the fun and the challenge. It has up to 4-player multiplayer capabilities, which is great to play with friends, but searching for other players is a bit of a chore, as queuing for other players to join takes long. Combat physics are pretty decent, and all-round visuals are great. Overall, I found the game to be quite enjoyable. Moving on, we have Merendam 2, Diary of Two Shaman Sisters. Merendam 2 is an adventure puzzle-solving horror game made by an independent studio called Irikona. You are a young girl who is in an abandoned haunted city where you are trying to find your lost sister. Whilst on your mission to find your sister and reveal mystic secrets, you have to find keys, work out puzzles, and escape ghostly entities through this immensely scary atmosphere Merendam 2 has set. You almost want to keep checking your back, as around every corner there could be some kind of ghostly entity ready to pounce on you. Gameplay is very similar to Fatal Frame, where it is more about exploration, observation, acting quick, and solving puzzles as opposed to fighting and surviving. The ghostly entities can appear at any time, which gameplay is switched to a mini game where you have to button smash or swipe your finger to fend off the attacker. Your progress through the game can only be saved at certain points, which adds to the tension of the game. Its art style is quite different, which really sets the tone of the game with its eerie look and feel. I quite enjoyed this game, and it had interesting plot. If you enjoy puzzle solving games with horror twist, this could be the game for you. Continuing on, we have Neo Ninja. Neo Ninja is an arcade action game developed by Cry Games. You are a cybernetically advanced ninja working through a short puzzle type stages, where every stage gets harder and harder as you progress. There are guards you have to take down and cameras you have to avoid, so choosing your movements are crucial. This is a quick thinking, fast acting game. You have a sword and some throwing shurikens to help you complete each level. Movement is controlled by tapping on the location or by swiping, which does a fast dash. Swiping is also used to dispatch enemies. There are 20 levels to complete, and trying to complete them as quick as possible is really a challenge in its own. Also, by completing it in the gold time, you are rewarded with an additional shuriken to use in the next level. You can compete against other people on a leaderboard, which appeals to the more competitive gamer. Neo Ninja is very addictive and makes you want to play the levels over and over to challenge yourself to get better and better. It has very simple visuals, but that does not detract from the overall gameplay experience. Next up, we have The Trail. The Trail is probably the most fun and addictive game I've played this week. It is an adventure/survival type mobile game developed by 22 Can Studio. The legendary designer Peter Molyneux from Dungeon Keeper and Fable has designed this game, so I went into it with high hopes and it certainly didn't disappoint. You have landed on the shores of the New World after a long sea journey. You then are set on a linear trail where you essentially conserve energy to get from one camp to another. Whilst doing so, you will collect various crafting materials and hunting to help you along the journey. Players are able to craft clothes, food and tools, and even trade them for money. The trading system brings an interesting element to the game, as it is a mini game on its own. Making sure you conserve your stamina from one camp to another is quite important, because if you collapse along the path, passerbyers can steal your loot. So choose wisely and be mindful of what you do. Eventually you'll be able to establish your own town, which can be inhabited by other players. The visuals are great and the gameplay is really fun and rewarding. This is a must game if you don't want something too serious, but yet satisfying. On to our last game, Zombie Anarchy. Zombie Anarchy is a combat strategy game developed by Gameloft. In Zombie Anarchy, you are in a post-apocalyptic world overrun by zombies. Zombie Anarchy consists of building a base of operations, building and upgrading defenses, which is done through using resources and items from scavenging. Base building and upgrading does take a while, unless you want to pay for it to happen quicker. You also collect different survivors, which have their own unique abilities and weapons, and can also be upgraded. Going into battle, you drive your zombie-ready tactical van into a fence, which is equipped with a minigun, which also has different weaponry you can fire from it. You can only take 3 survivors, which attack automatically, but you do have some control, where you can give them certain targets to attack and also activate abilities. You also get troops you can deploy, but they cannot be controlled like the survivors. Zombie Anarchy has a raiding of other players' bases to steal their resources and also has leaderboards to climb, as well as zombie infested camps to exterminate to get valuable resources. There is also a mini game where you get to fire 3 rounds into different zombies to get unique items. This game is great for short bouts of gameplay, as you can jump and do a bit of base building and some raiding. It doesn't offer much in the way of innovation to be memorable, but if you enjoy this kind of genre, collecting of survivors and raiding of others, then this will entertain you for a while. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and hit that subscribe button. Also, some feedback would be great, so leave a comment. Till next time, you guys be safe and have fun.